Here are a few tips about these exam style questions. Now, you'd be better having a go at them first, or at least thinking about them first. These are just really to help you to check your answers. First question should be reasonably straightforward. Just go back up to your notes to get it. But I want to focus first of all on this one here. Study the image which shows a tweet by the Met Office. Explain, there's your command phrase, how the satellite image helped forecast the weather in Eastern England that afternoon. Explain how the satellite image helped forecast the weather. So let's have a look at what it says here. Zoom into Eastern England though, and we can see cumulus clouds starting to pop up, which could lead to some heavy and possibly thundery showers. With your little cumulus cloud emoji in there just to emphasize the point. Okay, so what do we know about this type of weather? As I've said to you before in an earlier video, these types of clouds, these cumulus clouds are formed by convection on a warm afternoon. And that kind of process is a little bit haphazard, so it leads to them developing in some places and not in others. So what you can know in advance is, yes, it's going to be warm enough this afternoon for us to possibly have some clouds. It's probably going to be in this part of the country, but what you can't know precisely is the exact location, because these are random where they appear. But if you can't forecast that in advance, then you can absolutely use the satellite image to help you see where they're actually developing. And you can see in this case they're developing little lines. The satellite image would show you the direction they're moving, and you could use that to see where the areas that were more likely to be affected than others. Now, that's an SCE style question, so you've got to take what I've just said and kind of turn it into your 3 sentences. This one then is describing the distribution of your land-based weather stations across the UK. Each of these little dots here represents a weather station, and the first question here is circle the word which best describes the distribution of the land-based weather stations across the UK. Are they located, I'll get this to cooperate here, come back out again a little bit more. Are they located in a regular distribution, a random distribution, or clustered? Now, clustered means they would be very much concentrated in some areas and not in others. And I think you can see that's not the case. They're all over the country. So then, are they regular or are they random? Now, for them, this is the question again, which best describes it. There's certainly places where they're a little bit more concentrated, a little bit more spread out. But they do seem purposely here to be placed all over the country rather than just randomly allocated. This is a regular distribution of weather stations all across the country. Now, explain why locating them like this helps the production of the weather forecast. Because you want to get as much detail across the entire country as you possibly can. And the more detail you can get from all the different locations in the country, the better the picture you build up of the weather that's going to be there. Again, it's probably a 3-mark question, so just turn that into an SCE 3 sentences question.